Thank you. The committee is resumed. Next head for consideration is head for 14, Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. The question here is that the sum of $9,450,000 for head 14 is not part of the schedule. We again, as a procedure we adopted this morning, for the Prime Minister to give us a rundown of this head for ask anyone for comment or question. Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, very briefly, the $9,450,000. There are two components there. One is OPMC Infrastructure Development Program, and the second component is SIBC Radio Transmission Infrastructure Project. So $6 million will go to OPMC Infrastructure Development Program, and $3,450,000 to SIBC Radio and Transmission Infrastructure Project. The breakdown is as outlined in the development estimates bricks on page 59. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Any comments on this head? Thank you. If there is none, let me put the question. The question is that the sum of $9,450,000 for head 14 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $9,450,000 for head 14 now stands part of the schedule. Next head is Ministry of Police and National Security, head 16. Again, the question here is that the sum of $28,375,609 for head 16 to stand part of the schedule. Again, let me ask the Honourable Minister for. Okay, no comment.
No comment.
Okay. Because the Minister is not here yet, so we'll go to the next head first, then we'll come back to head 16. Head 17, Ministry of Provincial Government and Institutional Strengthening. The question here is that the sum of $50 million for head 17 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on this head will do so after the introduction by the Minister on the extent of the coverage of this head in the development estimates. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. The summary of key projects and outputs under the Provincial Government Strengthening Programme are as follows. Number one, small-scale capital investment service delivery amounting to $35 million, and second, small-scale infrastructure development projects, which is $10 million. Under the Provincial Township and Urban Development Program, we have Choice of the Township Development Project, which is $5 million, totaling to $50 million. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments, questions on that head? I see none. Sorry, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Just on the Choice of Bay Township Development Project, what timeline for this one project? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Leader, for the question. As regards the absolute timeline for this program, my Minister will clearly tell him this time, but we have, as of last year, incorporated that program, the reallocation from the island to the mainland. So hem just start last year no more, which will eventually become a national program. But for now, support him given for the introductory basic infrastructures and activities, low mainland, scoping, and some smaller projects. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments? Not. I'm going to put the question. The question here is that the sum of 50 million for head 17 stands part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of 50 million for head 17 now stands part of the schedule. Next head, we're waiting for the Minister of Police and National Security to arrive, so we'll go straight to the next head. Head 18, Ministry of Lands, Housing and Survey. The question here is that the sum of $16,050,000 for head 18 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to question and give? I'll give the introduction first to the Minister to outline the content or what what's contained in the estimates before I invite questions. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, the Ministry, according to this, has an envelope totaling $16,050,000. There is an additional $6 million that covers over this one, inclusive of that. The additional is because of the two new projects, which includes the Alki Land Office, the Gizo one, and the renovation of the current office down here. The Ministry maintains 4 major development programs, and they are as listed here. The Lands and Titles Act, Land Reforms and Constitutional Amendments, which has 2 key projects under that one, which is relevant reforms to the current lands and titles, totaling $500,000. Part 2 of that, customary land recording, continues to new sites, simply meaning that we are looking in Greater Solomon Islands for 2026. Part 2, which is the Solomon Islands Urban Management Program, covering $4.9 million. That covers the projects of Urban Relocation Pilot Project, which is $500,000, Lands Technical Equipment Project, which is another $500,000, the Government Land Audit Project, $700,000, the Land Reform. This is the upgrading of the land reform program. Number 5 is the Ministry of Lands Housing / Solomon Housing Limited. It's a pilot program. This is the program at the Ministry, I think, buys 3 houses from the Kombivatu SHL. That's $1 million there, and the Provincial Urbanization Planning 1.2, Part 3 is land valuation. That comes under Institutional and Capacity Building Strengthening Program. That's $450,000. The Office Improvement Project, $300,000. The new office building project, this one is in Auki, and the new office building, $2 million there. For urban development program, for the site development, it's $100,000 there. South Honiara Urban Development Project is $1.8 million, totaling the envelope of $16,050,000. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments on that presentation by Minister? Honourable MP for East Choiseul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just observations, land reforms, Mr. The Chairman. The way we are moving, there's a danger of move away from the important reforms in direct response to the bona fide demands of the people of Golkar. There's a whole lot of demands now that we put him come for Lolet one. And you start questioning whether he's serious or not. Mr. Chairman, one of the aspects of the reforms that is supposed to be undertaken is the land restitution policy. That is to address direct demands by the people of Gorokana for return of alienated land to water. And the decision was that even though returning more the land, yeah? Instead, you come up with a land restitution policy. We acknowledge what developments that have happened, what acknowledge what the indigenous land owning group. Land recording, of course, is a very important component of that, Mr. Chairman. So where are we, the directions of the land reform directly addressing the bona fide demands? Now, let's not forget, it costs the Australian and New Zealanders taxpayers 21.3 billion Solomon dollars for restoring country back after it collapsed because of local demands. Mr. Chairman, so I just want to ask him no more. Are we still pursuing all the reforms directly responding to the logs of claim land regarding land issues? Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you. Before his choice, yes. We, as a ministry, we scheduled the Guadalcanal Land Summit for the 14th, 15th, and 16th of October this year. But due to financial difficulties, although Tresorino not give me for that money on time, so we canceled the Guadalcanal Summit. And we moved it forward for January next year. But the entirety of the TPA and the invitations that we've made, the invitation went as far as to bring back Dr. Tasistara, Dr. Nanau. They were all in this list to bring back the whole TPA to the people of Guadalcanal, including the Liva land, including all these land here. Plus, there are lands just outside of Foxwood around Jipol 1, Jipol 2 going up there. They are still on 1,000 years. 999 years, I'm still listed there. Yeah. So all those lands and the Greater Guadalcanal plus the fringes of Honiara were all structured into the details, into the bricks of this Guadalcanal Land Summit. Otherwise, I would have given you the answer here, MP, but it was cancelled due to Mifa no Garamina funds for hosting that summit. So it's now been postponed. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Chairman.
Is land restitution policy still part of the agenda?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yes, thank you, MP, for East Choice. Yes, it's part of it. And Guadalcanal Province, as part of this restitution program, has asked that we table the fringes of West Honiara, East Honiara, and through the land recording program, identify who the real owners, so that the program captures Honiara City to be part of this one, Guadalcanal Province, and the landowners. The details of that, the summaries of that, are all in the outlines of the Guadalcanal Land Summit. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for Small Malaita.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Lord, Solomon Islands Urban Management Program. This is activity number 5, MLHS/SHL pilot housing project for the minister to explain in no more. I mean, one for a new housing project or Hemblo government or Hemblo Huya. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, MP, for Small Malaita. This one, Hemi Program Below Ministry, the initials SHL, Hemi Solomon Housing Limited or Solomon Islands Housing Authority. And this is in relation to Ogata Houses Blood Lokombi Vatu. Ministry, Hemi paying 3 fala, Ogata Houses, yeah? After all the advertisements that have been splashed on the billboards in town, what happened was time or the staff going or go check him for what to move inside. Hemi no meet him now. Requirement where the staff blow me if I ask him. And so the ministry we have to strengthen him now or post here. Yeah, for new families going to him little bit success. Yeah, by leader of opposition good. What now we minimum local house here. Yeah, and according to the reports, we got him a little bit below the standard where monetary funds were ministry hemi salem. So this is part of the renovation program after Mifala pay what houses lokom bevatu. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you. What house? I think seksek osem house lo mamare you stop complain all day. Them complain lo mamare so house seksek tu mas teretna. Question to me, sir. Lo Urban Lands Development Program South Honiara. What subdivision of South Honiara bio? Tend them out last time.
Yes.
And then I think the winners were given 3 years. But I think 1 year must finish now, eh? But road here, me drive go upload day, me regret no me drive go. A little bit dangerous, a little bit for go day, road no much good and a little bit steep. So some more investment would need to go obviously into that road. And I wonder whether that's a matter for MID. Hey, I'm go away. Or hem matter blow you fall now for improving road here. Because that may be quite a legitimate excuse for lack of development. Me go up, me no look him. Ogat man we walk him house first time before subdivision me put out here now house plot lo dead, but out man we win here. And look no in 180. So what will happen with that 3-year window? Will it be extended, subject to access here being improved? Thank you. And also, secondly, not all of those lots were allocated. Little bit the Sambal stop here. What's going to happen with those? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Leader. Blow Opposition. Yes, for the South Honiara one, which is, you may everyone have known as the Tuvalu Heights, as you rightly said, accessibility blend tough little bit, yeah. The latest I've got in terms of those people where I got a game offer, I got no come in for signing. My ministry has still hold him. The final list where it's available to the ministry now will be given out to the public before Friday next week. Yeah, yes, that's the updates where we take him. In terms of infrastructure going in, that's why the increase of this budget. The ministry, Mifalaba involved law access, small bridges, opening up roads as part of raising na commercial value blow of properties. Yeah. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Choiseul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess the upgrading of TOL in Oniara, around Oniara. Sorry, confirmed that if in Oniara, of course, and then of course there's that project as well. I hope all these things will be part of this summit that we will hold in Lululemon. I'm saying that because the fear, Mr. Chairman, with all this formalizing more TOLs and doing more part, go wait for subdividing, planning, bringing more people coming, settle here, Mr. Chairman. The fear is that Oniara could become a city of residences. People come, waka, or no waka, or people will come, and no more place to walk. And that's why Imigaram, what the problem is Imigaram, Mr. Chairman. So I hope some of these things will be part of the big agenda that by fellow Lukulem, and then the really ideal, as Simi is always to talk about, developing one of the provinces here. And this is right within the spirit of one of the demands of the people of the Rokanal bona fide demand here as well. So maybe that will be part of the agenda that we will look into.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, MP for East Choiseul. All noted there. No good, you fella confused to number one where him say urban relocation pilot project. This one him in relation to the Lilisiana program. where I think Hemnoblo Honiara, it's Hemblo, the relocation site is opposite Guanaru Airport. It does have a it does have a parcel number, what they call them, lot 4 of few Telokwai, something like that. Now we have appear here. But yes, for Guadalcanal, all that will be in the Guadalcanal Summit. Thank you, Chairman.
The Honourable Minister, Honourable MP for West New Georgia, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Chair.
South New Georgia.
Thank you, Chair. Still urban land development program, site development, law which part of the city now. You are going to prepare site for development, and this was site development to do with subdivision or any other activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, MP for West New Georgia. Yes, for site development program, HEMI a new program, for supporting the ministry one-time obligation blame, that is the support to the subdivision in terms of access, improvement access, upgrade law, infrastructure, facilities, and few utilities one time. But yes, it's part of the subdivision. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments? If not, let me now put the question. The question is that the sum of $16,050,000 for head 18 stands part of the schedule. Those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $16,050,000 for head 18 now stands part of the schedule. We'll go back to head 16, the Ministry of Police and National Security and Correctional Service. The Minister is here now. And then, of course, head 16, we begin with that, is that the question here is that the sum of $28,375,609 for head 16 stand part of the schedule. Again, let me invite the Minister to perhaps explain and elaborate on the programs covered under the development estimates, and thereafter, when anyone who wants to comment or question can raise it after the Minister clarifies or elaborates on the provisions of this head. Honourable Minister, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and apology that meeting's at 2 o'clock, but you may early, which is very good. For Ministry, we still maintain our 4 ongoing development programs under the development budget of 2026. The baseline am kept at the 2025 approved budget of $28.375609. Or the 4 programs here, under infrastructure program, which contain 14 proposed projects and activity, total to $12,025,609. That's program number 1. And RSIPF strengthening program, Hemigaram 5 proposed projects and activities, which is total to $3,500,000. Make it 3 program, Hemilo National Security Program, where Hem also got 5 projects and activities, total amount to $10,850,000. And the 4th program, Hemi CSSI Rehabilitation Program, where Hemi also got 5 proposed projects and activity, total to $2 million. That is a summary of budget for proposed budget for 2026, which is total amounted to $28,375,609. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments on the clarification provided by the Minister? Honourable MP for East Choiseul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honourable RSIPF's strengthening program, this is accreditation and institutional recognition. We'll now give him accreditation.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and me also like for acknowledging and thanking my MP for his choice. This program may be an accreditation program, RSIPF training program by citation and be accredited to ensure that our academy and be certified regionally. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
So why not I'm costing sele? Saya tesa lo government, Police Academy lo government. Why is it going to cost money?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Leader of the official opposition and MP for Auke Langalanga for that question. What I do know is that there are consultation meetings where I'm ongoing for meeting requirements, and you may also involve him too, what consultant law work to ensure that the academy will be meeting the criteria of law citation, and I believe that amount can be spent towards fulfilling the requirements that is necessary for you meeting the requirement law citation. So consultation program with stakeholders that academy worker with him, and there have been ongoing programs and involvement plot consulted. I think it is $300,000 now of outstanding anticipated amount for by spending towards that particular processes that by finally fulfilling the requirement. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yes, it just sounds more complicated than it really should be. I mean, CITESA, they have the expertise there. They should come and look at the curriculum, look at the pedagogy, and perhaps some support from our security partners in these things. I'm small seller, I'm also not a big something, but when government agencies are dealing with government agencies, we shouldn't expect to be spending money. We're already paying those people to do that kind of work, and they should be doing it at least cost. Anyway, question for me, sir, is with regards to second item here, support for curriculum modernization. What does that involve, and what's the outcome? I may lead to what level of qualifications? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and me like for thanking my Leader of the Opposition again. By me asking accounting code for that one, which accounting code do you refer to, sir?
Just the item below accreditation and institutional recognition, Mr. Story about it. Directly under that, item 2, support for curriculum modernization, Hemlo, page 63, summary. Brick, development budget brick.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Leader, for that question. There's ongoing review of the curriculum program, and we like to also inform you that ongoing reform to Yumi Wakaloem for accommodating to the expansion program that we have. So these are part of the ongoing ministerial effort to see that Yumi modernizing the curriculum, Yumi looking at the gaps of the current curriculum that Yumi having, and we are actually working within local consultant and involving two consultant outside to work on improving the curriculum of Yumi Academy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Arare.
Thank you, Chair. Just on page 63 again, Noma, infrastructure program, just in relation to housing, block police policy, inventory, block asset, block housing, how many houses now people might get this time, and what's the policy in terms of housing for policing moving forward? What now housing policy, block police? Thanks.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and we'd like to thank him, the Chairman of the Public Relations Committee, for raising very important question in terms of housing now. But discipline officers belong to very important law enforcement agency. As you know now, not all our officers are got a house law a particular location whereby hem enclosure. Unlike law, other places where we got live law barracks, we have most of what police officers will be actually rent out too, and that in itself is something that we feel like for really addressing the safety and security blockada, so that they can be able to perform in duty blockada without worry about him on safety blockada too. It's a challenge. The data that I have only in terms of number of houses that have undergone renovation over time, at least 247 housing block police officers. In terms of policy strategy going forward, is that we really need to housing for the officers by developing barrack. That is what me police barrack, and now what me believe so that they are confined in a secure environment, not only Yokat-Saleva, Mr. Chairman, but including families blogada. So when our police officers go for doing duties blogada, they know that their families could stay safe within a secure compound, and also their colleagues could stay around Lodea too, can also provide them that safety and security family needed, so that police officers executing duty blockada in full capacity. There are instances where police officers Yumi where the rent outside are being threatened. And going forward, I believe that it is not my suggestion, but it is a policy strategy to see that we actually develop a police, secured police barrack for police officers going into the future. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Joso.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We commend the direction that the Minister and Tatalem Kamdia, the welfare of our security personnel. He must keep in mind that we have bad memories when we do not look after them. So that's why I welcome him, commend him that direction. And it's also pleasing to note as well that in Bahimi got on a local police college, that's how we read from here. So that's also a commendable direction that you may take in. There is a suggestion at the MSG level that you may get a training for one block police as well too at the MSG level. I don't know whether that idea is still around yet. I'm also wondering how do we relate to that as a country, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to thank the Honourable MP for East Choiseul. Exactly, that's the path that you be like for taken. There are ongoing discussion between our neighboring countries bilaterally with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to see that you be also utilizing the existing academy, especially below you be like for looking, you be utilizing below what Melanesian neighboring country, like Papua New Guinea has. We also have offers from New Caledonia and other existing police academy. And that's the reason why dialogue between ministry, our government and Australian government to see that you may also utilizing existing neighboring country law, providing necessary training. Yumi is part and parcel of the expansion strategy, expansion of number of police personnel strategy that you may have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments, Honourable MP for East Arare?
Thank you, Chair. Just further down the same page, number 63, National Security Program. I see there on number 5 here, the idea of coordinating a framework for national development of national UXO. Just on policy, of course, it's got a big security component, definitely, for UXO, but what might be the thinking moving forward, making it becoming more of a development challenge? The fact that there are UXOs all over, that it becomes an impediment or perhaps an obstacle for development, and couching more as a, of course, security and development kind of a challenge. Is that something that might be thinking about? Because I think there might be advantages in couching it as a development challenges that will support for this kind going forward. But question Lumi in particular, number 4, yeah, first phase implementation of maritime security strategy. You say a little bit outline in quick time, what now that fella? Strategy containing in terms of maritime security strategy. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I'd like to thank him too. Chairman of Foreign Relations Committee for a very insightful observation in terms of UXO. I think for interest law, public and this House, Cabinet, and we just passing the UXO policy is strategy, which by give leverage to YUMI completed now waka law legislation. There's a draft legislation, and quite very true, yeah. As YUMI population increase and development, and we also expand law city and especially law places that YUMI got a high density of hazardous remains of World War II, and also posing greater threat. And so that policy that has been approved, and then the legislation will certainly be development oriented going forward. Law number 4, in terms of the implementation of phase 1 of the maritime security strategy, we have a strategy, and hemmed by actually is part of the broader national security strategy that you may have in, to see that actually all our maritime security strategy and other strategies that we have in, they interlink and interconnected in a way you may actually operating now with the different aspects of our national security strategy. But this, I think for updating YUMI is that our first phase is that we actually work along our borders, the western and the eastern border, YUMI, securing our maritime area that is in close proximity to our neighboring country. And you may support him now. Our development partners lo you that invested in those areas. So this is where this amount by Ms. supportive initiative lo you may law development law fund and law Temotu province.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any further comments or questions? Otherwise, let me put the question. The question is that the sum of $28,375,609 for head 16, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour, say aye. Aye. Against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $28,375,609 for head 16 now stands part of the schedule. Next head for consideration is head 19, Ministry of National Planning and Development Coordination, head 19. The question here is that the sum of $2 million for head 19 stand part of the schedule. Again, if any member wishes to comment or ask questions on this, I'll first of all give the chance for the Honourable Minister to expound on the content of the provisions of this head. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. The Ministry is allocated $2 million for the development budget for next year, and this one cater for one program only, which is the Ministry's development program for next year, and contained in that program 3 key activities. One is to upgrade and expand the Ministry's conference room, and also to procure equipments for a little bit, modernizing more of the conference room, and also to procure some furniture. The second key activities under this program now is for institutional reform activities, which is basically to relook or review and redo the national development strategy, and also review of the MTDP, so that they may align more, so that it becomes a document that they know only hang up there, but also a document that by guiding now budgeting process below me. So that will help the government for making sure that our new NTDP by me guiding well now budget preparations below me. And the other key activity, they said one important one is for looking to coming up with the national planning bill, and that for the amount in around 900,000. That is to conduct consultation and also getting resources to do the drafting of the bill. So the 2 million basically cover now those 3 key activities. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments or questions relating to this head? I see none, and now let me put the question. The question is that the sum of 2 million for head 19 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour, say aye. Aye. Against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of 2 million for head 19 now stands part of the schedule. Head 20, Ministry of Culture and Tourism. The question here is that the sum of $46,400,000 for head 20 stand part of the schedule. Again, let me invite the Minister to introduce the contents and of the details of the head before I invite comments from the committee members. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. The Ministry has a budget for $46,400,000, titled for 3 programs. One is Tourism Development and Institutional Strengthening Program for $22 million. The summary for it is to support for Tourism Operators Project, $2 million, accelerated tourism investment for targeted local investors, 10 million. Tourism grant for potential young entrepreneurs, 4 million. Develop review of policies, legislative framework, 2 million. Improve sea connectivity, 4 million. The second program, National Tourism Product Program, $14,200,000, sorry. Bloody Ridge National Peace Park Project, 2.8 million. Support for Vilu War Museum Project, 400,000. Support for Tulagi Tourism Project, 2 million.
Yeah.
Cultural Heritage and Cruise Ship Hubs Projects, 1 million. Destination Marketing Promotion of Calendar Event, 6 million. Product Packaging for Community Tourism, 2 million. The third one, National Cultural Heritage and Tourism Infrastructure Program, 10,200,000. Design of new state-of-art museum and Ministry of Culture Tourism Complex, 1.2 million. Detailed design for Temoto Museum Project, 1 million. Concept design for Anuha Island Resort Project, 500,000. National Art Gallery for Civil Works Project, 800,000. National Art Gallery, Landscaping and Public Amenity, 1.3 million. For Archives and Museum Retention Wall Construction Project, 3.2 million. NASI Digitation Upgrade Project, 500,000. NASI is National Archives of Solomon Islands. Supply and Installation of Solar Panels Project, 300,000. National Archives and National Museum Buildings, 900,000. Upgrading of tourism attraction sites infrastructures, 500,000. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any questions, comments? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Sir, just as a point of order, no more for you, be efficient. As we go through the rest, no need for ministers reading no more, because we can read the list ourselves.
Thank you.
And then we can just raise questions, make me move. Question Lomilo, item 5, along our first program here. Improve sea connectivity, fast craft, 4 million. Like Harriet Goloway. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Leader of Opposition. Fastcraft, it's for the safety for our tourists across for doing island hopping. So Fastcraft is just a maximum of 48 passengers or maybe more than 32 passengers with all safety and first aid on board. It's just for island hopping for the safety of our tourists. We were planning to purchase 2, but unfortunately we can only purchase 1 because it's not cheap. As you can see, 4 million could be a deposit only, but if I get it any cheaper, it would be maybe 3.2, maybe less than 20 passengers. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader.
So who know where run ministry no where run this one captain cookie for the tourists. Is this going to be managed by some organization? Or? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Because running a fast craft like this, it's not easy. It's life of a person on board. And we were planning to put it out on a tender and see who can fit all the criteria that comes with the tender. And to go triple P, we're looking at that as well, which is public, private, and partnership. Yes. But otherwise, we have SIVB, who can handle everything. SIVB, Solomon Island Business Bureau. But we'll see who will be the winner. There is no name yet. The ship hasn't been purchased yet. But if we should purchase it, I want to call it the Happy Isles. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Minister. Honorable Leader.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just a little concerned that maybe you have the cart before the horse. Maybe you should have proceeded to look at the concept. It sounds like me it hasn't been well thought out. Consider them good first time, and once you've decided that's the approach you're going to take, then you proceed to, you baru identify clear now. I'm no SIVB more, I'm no ministry more. You baru identify straight now, then okay, put them selling no budget, purchase, hem go there now. But also you put them selling no budget, then by you just look how now, by you doing me a little bit worried about this one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you. I will put that on my note, and hopefully I will purchase it next year. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable MP for East Harare.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you, Minister. Hey, something on? Hello. Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Minister. I would like to congratulate the Minister and GNAT for putting some money, in the development part of the budget for tourism. We keep on talking about this being the next industry, but so far I think we're now starting to see that perhaps coming to fruition. Here, Mrs. Chair, I think as you sabe, in other parts of the world, there's an island called Aruba. We arrived there, slogan Blogota, one happy island. One happy island. Me arrived there, me say, me happy isles, taka island libet so. Blogota, one falanoma, one happy island. But the point here is that the equivalent of Solomon Island Visitors Bureau, the Aruba's Visitors Bureau, is the most powerful department or island here. We will go for negotiating conference. Prime Minister's office have to call him in the department here for come check and selling him stuff for sponsor him now this for the UN conference. It just goes to show how powerful and a tourism industry can be if we do him right. Kota bar powerful to us now. We need every another ministry now. So I think if we do it right here, Minister, I think you can start something that could be the next wave of industry for us in Solomon Islands. I'm just very happy Molo, this fella focus lo Bloody Ridge Water War Museum. Those ones as Narahat Miwa wearing too, yeah, Chairman Blow. Trust Blow, what the Scouts and Coast Watchers do. This is very much in line with what many other stakeholders are looking towards this as well. So I think it's a great sign indication that you are putting money here so that other stakeholders are looking at you seriously, that you are also taking that step. So I would like to congratulate you on that one, Noma. I just want to say and ask Noma, lo time frame, lo implementation. I know that it's for next year. Is it something that you're looking to perhaps do quite immediately in terms of these projects for, we can call it perhaps post-World War II kind of projects, where we are quite uniquely placed to perhaps benefit from? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you for the compliments. For the Bloody Ridge, we have put 2.8 million in, and it's not going to complete the whole thing, but I think it's an ongoing project. We are looking in providing more architectural work for it in the future. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Minister. Honourable MP for East Choiseul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Joining Mr. for commending good work that Minister doing. Just maybe Minister briefly, maybe more how how the first three projects will be rolled out. This is a support for tourism operators project, accelerated tourism investment for targeted local investors and tourism grant for potential young entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you. In January, it's open for everyone. There is a system in the ministry that all local entrepreneurs can apply through the ministry. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Alaita and Leader of Independent.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, first, we just like to thank him, Minister of Tourism. Thank you so much. It's the first time we've seen your budget for him go up, so thank you for pushing forward for budget layer development. We just like for survey number for our committee. I think we are on the National Cultural Heritage and Tourism Infrastructure Program. Number 3, the concept design for Anuha Island Resort project. Thank you, Minister, for seeing that comes into light, that he may look him know that for a project may come in. So just want to know that arrangement been settled already, or for Committee 7, especially with the land owning groups, and if AG is here, he can also elaborate on some of the outstanding issues. But if I'm set, thank you, Minister, for seeing that project may come on light. I think this is one of the very important project, Chairman. Anuha Resort, one of the best resort inside country, blame me, Chair. So I thank Minister for start working on this project, especially in terms of tourism that we are now moving into. Me happy for looking this one. So just to inform the House, how now issues with the former person who's been running this resort, I'm a little bit issues within this Anuha Island Resort, Chairman. So just a clarification. But thank you so much, Minister, for getting this on board for start work on it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you again for the compliments. Yes, the trustees are currently willing to re-engage with the government to explore the redevelopment options once the legal issues are resolved. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Chairman of PAC.
Thank you, sir. Sir, in page 141 of the PAC report, in paragraph 4.5 to 5, we have also sought advice or clarification from the accounting officer on this, and we have recorded there the view that the ministry and government, and that is that the High Court has made its decision, so the trustees will have to be relied upon as the rightful authority to make a decision on Anuha. So that is in page 141 of the PAC report. Let me thank him, Minister Numoy. He has one of the record number of assistants, from every ministry that has given out, grant assistance by way of development grant to entrepreneurs in the country. I think something to the total of about 52 since she assumed the office. So, Minister, you did very well. These are in page 143 of the PAC report, recipients of every grant here. And we can only hope that our business here will grow and help to support future growth more. Some 52 recipients But I think the only disappointment is that we have reduced the grant from, it used to be 14, now have gone normal of 2 million. If we could consider, some increases next year, because some lo mival no apply it, you fal some no apply lo ota some fala ota name be equal say apply olo elohemia in the past. So yeah, the other thing is that I seem to notice that Visitors Bureau and Solomon Islands go to this state too, the inside no pensions and grant here. Minister of Finance, you stop him to forever go to this state law or the grant law tourism. If it is for tourism, leave it for the tourism operators. You will not deal with them more than money. Solomon Islands and Visitors Bureau, I must say. They continue to disturb him now, Minister, I must say. And if you look at what they have grabbed from the minister here, it's almost about 20 million, in total since last year and then this year. 20 million to small operators, that's a big, huge capital investment. So I'm no much small comment me like to make him. And again, as what I've said, NTIA, National Transport Initiative here, you will take it, no come take more. I must say. Let them order new one come take. I must say. Hem na lo tourism. You will have hem na. I must say. No go second time, third time. Suppose you first time, you stop too. I must say. Let them people suffer come inside. Small Malay? Yeah, I must say. Hem no more what me like to tell him. Missing down there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Minister. Your comment on the observation.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you so much, Chairman, for back all your comments. I think my ministry will be shouting at the office. They are listening to this debate. But for the culture and tourism, the 46 million is not enough, and we all know that. But next year, thank you so much, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Arare.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Minister. Just wanted a general policy perhaps question, perhaps to the Minister of Finance too, or Prime Minister. In the policy for Losilo tourism to look into support from NPF here. I'm looking at one and one fella partnership where tourism have go inside. I just want to say thank you, Nomolo. A little bit screening you've already doing lately. Me hear him that one fella man I'm like I'm come for doing some fella hotel lo here and name lo NPF ka come out quick time now, but then behind you fella find out level that him nothing one fella real man no. I mean this fella kind of screening and also me appreciate him. But the idea now is policy going forward. And watch out for otakon mania. Same mania meeting me lo Dubai too, yeah. Para take me go for lunch na. Me second one time, but me will go long for food court no more. So me say, hey, man, same karam stuck $1 million na. Me will go pipikim sausage lo no more. Meeting say otakaram stuck a selena. What different way na? Me will go learn. Just to be cautious about people who are coming in, and no announcing quick time to us. Heremlo news, any kind announcement now, Marriott by coming, any kind of thing, but then behind me find out man come calling me. So me appreciating too much now, you fella watchdog. Thank you too much, tourism minister. You must work hard too for screening what the people were like a come kind of thing. And everyone know me now. I think, especially when it has to do with the NPF more. Hey, Salemlo people now you want to talk about now. So just wanted to know, going forward more, how now NPF by him start for contribute come more, or tourism projects play me moving forward. Is that a policy by even look for continue for pursue? And if so, I would like to caution, watching good space here, make sure that the people here no come in and start a good man stop, but then some to travel no must good too. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Finance, you could...
Thank you, Chair, and I do acknowledge the important intervention by Chair of Foreign Relations Committee. And Chair, before me respond to the comment by Chair of Foreign Relations Committee, probably me comment law some of the recommendation from Chair of PAC. In fact, Chair's recommendation from PAC, this is also one of the potential areas that once you may resource them properly in terms of tourism, that will help us in terms of growth, and of course for UMI for Baraba utilizing other places around the country, like MP for Eastara also mentioned that. And so we take on the recommendation from PAC, especially that going forward, supporting the tourism sector is something that is really important. Of course, due to the budget constraint, that's why we're trying to sort of looking at to serving the whole of government sectors that can. But food tourism is really a potential for us to put more resources on. And that also important in terms of the recommendation from Chair of PAC, especially in terms of equity or distribution through by number one list now should be okay. No take it or no, so that one have me also important in terms. But again, area discussion also so that thing giving a lot of genuine or tried people, so that once we put money in this sector and serve continue, especially the sustainability is also important. In terms of investors coming in the country, that's something that, in fact, true, yeah. Some of our investors that come in, not only in tourism, but think lot sectors that investment is really important. That's something that we should carefully look at these people, genuine investors that come and bring in money for investing in the country. In fact, the point that Chair of Foreign Relations Committee, that's something we thank the Cabinet as well, because when the proposal brought to Cabinet law there, now we spotted that, hey, I think good for you, me look good lot of people coming in here. And so there, now we stop that investor. And so, and then, but the government and continue to support him tourism industry sector. We continue to support already hospitality people that doing business. We support a number of law country, of course, law Honiara, and so one law Mendana through support government providing through some exemption through what business that are doing good law. So we continue to support that. Of course, law King Solomon that the NPF is part of. That's something that we also watch that closely. But yeah, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate those comments. We have a 6 billion budget. 4 billion golo recurrent, 1.3, 1.4 golo development budget. Of that, 0.4 have come to rural development, and the rest, lo all ministries. If we were being strategic, 100 million lo tourism, 200 million lo agriculture, out in Bina, 100 million lo forest, lo fisheries, 100 million lo forestry, we would be taking off. This GDP will double in 3 years. In 6 billion, we have the resources to do it. It's just reprioritization and giving it focus. That's what's missing. So when we look at these investments for tourism, they're nice, but we're painting over something that's really not going to be the game changer. So we look at agriculture, they're nice, but they're not the game changers we're looking for, not yet. Forestry, nice. They're not the game changers. Also, fisheries is very important one. But there's aquaculture and inshore and also no yet. So let's not constrain our minds to think we don't have the resources to be doing the things that will really lift this GDP. We do have enough to be able to make a dent, serious dent in lifting the GDP. So overall, the budget, that's the feel of it. The feel of it is we're just going along as we have always gone along. No more. Little bit here, little bit there. A little bit up. Tourism is 46 million, better than last year, but not much better. We won't have the kind of impact we need. So I appreciate those sentiments from the minister. Let's keep doing. Next year, time we come back for budget for following year. You will transformation. You will transform. Let's be real transformers. Let's really get this thing done. Give it targeted focus. It is doable. I'm encouraging you, not accusing you. It is doable, but it means you're going to have to put some things aside when a more focused budget comes to focus, so that the GDP overall can grow. So I appreciate those sentiments. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition. Any comment, Honourable Minister?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the MPs. Thank you, Chairman. All this discussion, yes, I know it's going to strengthen our governance to drive a development and also deliver tangible benefits to our constituents. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. And with that comment, let me now put it to the committee that the sum of 46 million for head 20 stand part of the schedule. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Please say no. I think the ayes have it. Ayes have it. The sum of $46,400,000 for head 20 now stands part of the schedule. Next head for our consideration is head 21, Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Labour and Immigration. The question here is that the sum of $67,333,770 for head 21 stand part of the schedule. And before any member could raise any questions or comment, let me ask the Honourable Minister responsible to outline the scope of the coverage of the development estimates for head 21. Honourable Minister.
Chairman, I thought we already agreed that, because by reading come exactly what's in the summary, no more, so we can just go straight to questions and spare the minister the...
As long as the questions are directed specifically, because if the questions are open, then of course we'll be going around in circles. No. So I want to comment directly, and comments direct to the statement made by the minister.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Leader. For Minister of Commerce, Industry and Labour Immigration, we are pretty satisfied with the increase of the budget to 67.3 million. It's a 37% increase. Well, say for traffic game changer too, but I will know the list long leader and just redeem go no more. But we believe that this budgetary allocation by go towards private sector development, covering commodity trading, export, investment promotion, value addition, but an emphasis focus as well on benefiting our rural people. I think a large portion of this increase, as you would see in the budget, go to SEMA, and then the second largest goes to Credit Guarantee Scheme through CBSI, which directly benefits what small and medium enterprises, farmers, and people in our rural area. So that is basically the general increase, bit of it along other areas as well. So commerce with other stakeholders, we will focus on trying to implement and deliver on this budget. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any questions, any comments on the observation? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I just want to express my appreciation for this fella credit guarantee scheme of central banks gone up 18 million. That's very good. Of course, the more the better, but 18 million is a good investment along with this one. And then the grant support Losema of 21 million. I don't remember seeing any report of first 8 million you may give him Losema last time, man. So what now happened lo 8 million eh? Mi herem nomo sa man go dadarang lo Gizo hotel nomo lo hem or go then come back. But any time mem lo South New Georgia hem premier em nam say what man Losema kame. Ay ogot lo hem. Ogot now dadarang lo Gizo hotel nomo lo 8 million Losema. So we haven't seen any reports to see how they've gone with that. And also Bonale Pineapple Project Lobina, this is a recurring project. It's been a number of years now. Pineapple Lobina, sweet bar, sweetest one whole. So it'd be good to see that it's moving. And a little bit because of also cocoa chocolate factory lo Kirkirba. They came on board at the same time, so it'd be good to get an update on where we're at, or building now, or start produce, or we're still drawing plans along with this one. And side lo SEAD, is there an office law Chinatown where the Ministry of SEAD officers or some go staff lo hem? Just some clarification where what that is, if there is that office of Chinatown, what they are doing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Leader of Opposition. I'm bundle of questions that I covered there, sir. Sadlo Sema, there is a report that Amy done finish Lama first and disbursement. Of course, there are a mixture of things that might not really pleasing or eyes of public or yourself either. We are going to address those things, and with this increase in our budgetary support to SEMA, we would like to strengthen those areas, in particular in terms of the corporate governance, financial management within SEMA, and also, instill a sense of good leadership inside of SEMA, so that this amount of budget can be properly implemented and actually reaching what people bring you me. So we will probably, can present that first report or given to you, Lama PG Nol, but for this allocation of 21 million, we would like to see it support, especially our farmers, in terms of granting fair prices, promoting export and expanding the production base of our commodity, beginning with copra and cocoa, and of course, move on to value addition as well. So that's on SEMA. Losat long credit and guarantee scheme. It's it's you know, allocation. We have actually started in 2026, I suppose. But Amy sort of new to long business belonging me, and a lot of training, risk mitigation measures need to be inside Long Bank, and also given to people belonging me. There are the outcome is probably mixed as well. Long first 15 million. I think it's around 169 loans that were given. I think 10 of those are not performing, and therefore have to be covered under this scheme or same. So those things are happening, but the take-up rate is very, very high, which indicates the need for this scheme to be continued. So we believe that those shortcomings should not hinder me and put me back from continuing on with this one, so that you may continue and look at the impact and continue the such schemes at the people looking at me. I'm really targeting at a small and medium enterprise, so it's very important for you may continue. Also, it's a facility which DBSI, in fact, benefit from it. About 80% of those are the loans along DBSI, and most of those in the, I think, low agriculture sector and transportation sector, about 30%, 33% along agriculture sector, 27% along transport sector, still mostly along Gwale and Lohoniara, but the plan is to slowly roll out to other provincial locations as well, in line with expansion along Sematu, along Auki, or Gologizo, or same sort, where we slowly reach out to this. So that's the importance of this scheme, although the outcome results along the first 15 million, it's a mixture of outcome, but we believe that just put him off Noma is not the best interest of creating an impact or continuity in this area of development of SME. So that's a little bit more credit and guarantee scheme. What more? Bonale. Bonale one very interesting project too. I think Hemlo Bina, yeah. So maybe time Bina infrastructure and come up, but probably lift him up or improve the feasibility of it. That has been the issue with Bonale. I think 2016 Kakamea, there's been a lot of studies, land use, a lot of studies along Bonale, and finally it was going to lead to a detailed feasibility study for him doing in 2019, or when this was a scale project come here, help come take over long and we expect that to that scale to provide funding. And of course, I think they have made assessment to it as well. And the outcome, the outlook in it's not so encouraging in terms of the scale of facility or the output that's going to be produced there. So of course, Sadlo pineapple or semi, there is demand, sweet, belonging there now. But it's another question, Sadlo, make more than juice here also. So, ministry have not come involved much long him. Good half of last term, I think. But we see the importance of that. I think he may revisit him, and its location along Malaita is important, and the production of pineapple there huge, good too. So we think that we revisit that along this year's budget. Lo sadlo special economic zone. special economic zone. Yaman mino sasabing good long this fella office lot Chinatown. No good sambala Conwan no more or something also. But the government is never linked to that. Things all using no more name law government for try to get them some fundraising a little bit or something else. Yeah. Store no more. Yeah, man. So also, but in the ministry we are budgeting for that, and at the moment it's in the stage of establishing the secretariat and the board. So that got to be set up first time, and then the board will then employ or recruit CEO. We do believe that when a CEO, we will try and get a well-qualified CEO who has been driving this one to come in and then push him forward. And we would like that to happen next year, 2026. But a bit of a budget there too, for start for look long or identifying what areas that could be suitable for special economic zones. Start with, of course, places where basic infrastructures are there finished, so that you may not throw a big land to Muslim or start. We learn from where it may easy for quickly set up, and then we move from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Churchill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Minister might have taken some reforms over here, amendments to legislation and review of legislation. The significant absence, of course, is the question about the unfair competition law. The understanding that there's some work required with that one. Is that an issue? Is that a program that you go ahead? Unfair competition law. Are we working on that, and whether unfair competition is an issue in this country?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Member for this choice. Yeah, I think fair competition and consumer protection policy, currently law cabinet deliberate on, and that policy should then lead to a number of legislation that relates to competition, even SOEs, Companies Act. Those areas will got to be reviewed as well in conjunction with this policy that the government am dealing with them yet. So still with the cabinet.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for Central Honiara, Chair PAC.
Thank you, sir. Say, Minister Blue, I will still list you on the game changer list. But provided that you put him a little bit consideration normal this one. Lo side long copra and cocoa price subsidy, I think you need for a little bit increasing. 2 million is not going to make any difference at all. We've known in the past that when we put up a good price stabilization program, copra and cocoa, I think it was that time that we hit some kind of a record export too. So you try to think of that one. You'll be in the game changer list now, I must say. On the Grand Losema, my comment number was me goes straight number was I hope that you know building more Nara or the SEMA center, buying center. Because I think the Ministry of Agriculture has just informed us that if we had go down that path, stealing him by him continue it. And SEMA by him go down the same SEMA was in before. So I would recommend to you that you continue for giving this one water buying agent here. Those that you can actually keep them, to their obligation to ensure safety and production increase. mapen. You put him golong ota sema buying center ya, no inting buying come out. People buy go steal it. Amos. About people go steal it. No. Amos. And then stone to baba him come. Instead of the buy here. That's what has happened before. Amos. Stone trokas what something about instead of the bag here then baba him come. Amos. No, if you, I think you need to listen Loman next to you, yeah? I am sure that you'll make great improvement. Last comment Lominoma or the growth centers that you have probably, tried for exploring there, yeah? With the kind of resources where you allocate him yeah? Minuting by him growing. I don't think we are going to grow. Or suppose you look along where location load some of these potential, the sites that have been identified. Some got some 2.7 million, some 1.5, the rest 400, 300 can come down no more. Minuting is going to make a difference. So I think you better review it. You better review it so that we are serious about exploring whether or not there is prospect for him to actually rekindling growth or some kind of a business activity in these locations. I'm no more a little bit small comment. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Member for Central Honiara. I think that subsidy or that maybe only 2 million indicated long budget is mainly for shipping, subsidizing transportation. It's not a major subsidy that you might expecting for our rural farmers or corporate buyers also. That 1 year, Babayam come through a new strategic transformative plan which same on board and already approved, and we will look into that on how now for further supporting Okata farmers. That's that subsidy that you rightfully referred to is mainly for saddle shipping and subsidizing Okata freights and Okata farmers bringing copra to Honiara also. Saddle Sema, sir, that's a valid point that revitalizing SEMA and re-establishing those centers as proved not workable in the first place. And at the moment, SEMA move on to agency finish, chair. So that is something that SEMA is currently or actually doing at the moment. My constituency, me engine 2 year chairman, so me sabe that a lot of risks or agents have to put into not just SEMA. So that gives them the responsibility to make sure that there's funds, of course, SEMA, given to them, a kind of interest whereby what come then replenishing, and so basically should revolve also. But there is a lot of responsibility that these agents have to do to make sure that they are making a profit themselves and make sure that Okatano run in a loss. So a lot of things that they themselves meet as well, besides rents, overheads, things also. So you may give him back responsibility to engines without SEMA worrying about it if personnel to SEMA out along provinces and basically go fishing or something also. Copra Costa, but might go fishing more also. So that's a valid point which SEMA may start off long finish. Growth center, yeah, you right, sir, that those allocations may not sufficient, but we cannot do much as those are the budget that we were provided to provide for those. I mean, a lot of them, they are long time too. We thought that this growth center should mirror or partner or work in collaboration with the growth center proposed under MRD2, but that work hasn't been moved along our constituency. But again, it needs to be really looked into. We cannot just go out there and create a lot of growth center. We must make sure that only, locations that are really, physically located where suitable for centers here, you may locate them also. So you're right, budget is not sufficient, and some of those has been, hanging in the budget for quite a while as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. And with that, let me put the question.
Just a small issue, no more. Low side low price intervention, yeah, low SEMA, or any subsidies, especially low side low copra, just to be balanced. We saw during the COVID period at the time subsidy go low copra, and we go affect them more what we're producing virgin coconut oil. So, we want to encourage downstream processing of coconut, but whatever come from coconut, so then you subsidize in Narawa, farmers move go back and then processed one, no more. So just to bear that in mind, and SEMA needs to bear that in mind, that the distortion might be detrimental to processed coconut products. Thank you.
Minister, briefly.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Leader of Opposition. That's a very good point, and do take note of that. Although we, IMI longer dried copra, where majority of our people are, involved with him, and that's the way focus is, that IMI benefit him, greater majority in IMI. But SEMA is also conscious of the fact that one of the ministry's activity or program as well is on downstream processing, value addition, and move towards more exporting of SEM. So that's an area that will collaborate with SEMA through the ministry, where I'm also supporting some of those value-added production like virgin coconut oil. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Let me now put the question. The question is that the sum of 67 million.
Chairman, just one final point. No, perhaps in terms of prescription of responsibilities, maybe SEMA, you may move them from Ministry of Commerce, go put them to Ministry of Agriculture, because it is dealing solely with agriculture products, and it was obvious when agriculture come. That's why it is for recommendation for one for senior management of agriculture staff of SEMA board. But perhaps overall responsibility for SEMA should move to the Ministry of Agriculture. Ministry of Commerce is such a very large ministry already. And side law marketing, for sure, I'm now the argument for putting SEMA under Ministry of Commerce because of the marketing focus below him. But that's something to think about. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. You may think about it, but it won't happen. So I'll let me put the question. Thank you. The question is that the sum of $67,333,770 for head 21 stand part of the schedule. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $67,333,770 for head 21 stand part of the schedule. Head 22, next head, the Minister of Communication and Aviation. The question here is that the sum of $64,890,000 for head 22 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on that? But I'll allow it once the Minister expound on the provisions under this head, and I'll ask any comments or questions on the Minister's overview. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, for giving this opportunity. I'd like to thank the government for giving a good amount of money for the development budget of $64,890,000. We have 3 programs: communication, 13 million; international airports program, 16 million; provincial airport programs, $35,890,000. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions to the Minister on these provisions? Thank you. Honourable MP for Central Honiara, Chair for PAC.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, me happy that the Ministry is focusing on rehabilitating some of the airports in the country. That will really help him, Solomon Airlines here, looking at our own domestic market, domestic aviation. So I think that's the way to go. That we focus on improving some of these airports or airfield, airstrip that for some time have not been no proper maintenance carried out, and therefore we have to abandon them now for airstrips here. The only risk no more, I think, this is a part law buying of airports here or land where these airstrips are. This is going to generate some kind of a different demand altogether. Law side law, land dealing law country. So, Minister, I don't know what you would be, we would really appreciate if you can inform the committee normal, or, what are the kind of considerations that, and the safeguards, so that, creating unnecessary issues, law, in particular government, when government is demanding land for certain development. Awesome. The other part, no more, I think you need to put in good investment no more on the side of digital, where this area of data center, me keep telling them one no more. I don't know technically how it will work, but I still believe that, this is what we need to work on. Papua New Guinea has done its investment on it. This is a data core for Papua New Guinea. Fiji has got it too. I think we need to start our own too. We have been subject of geopolitical crisis, contestations, and so forth. So you may need to really secure our own sovereign data and intelligence information. So that part I know me not looking lawyer, but I think any kind names and description to you got a lawyer, so it could be somewhere in there. My only last comment, Numa, I think this is the right way for you to go now that we start implementing this postcode here. We are the only one that, you may like to buy online, you may have to do it now because we don't have postcode. I think we need to start doing that. Next year you must do it now. But in small amount, no there. $500,000. Man, this would be and it's linked to data center, Amazon. These are all linked up together. So, I really want to encourage the minister, you get some good thinking in the areas of digital transformation that is going on right now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and I'd like to thank the Chairman of PAC for that question, and MP from Central Honiara. Very important points. He raised 3 important points. First one is the buy-off of provincial airports. The reason as to why the government took that initiative is that because customary land, donors by Messiah come developing. for tar ceiling and stuff like that. So that's the reason as to why. But for any buying off of any land, I'll consult the caucus and cabinet, make sure they give their approval before we can continue with that. On the data center, Chairman, the government has, the cabinet has given the go-ahead to set a task force, and a task force has been set already to look at the possibility for us to have a data center. On the third point that he raised, the chairman, the postcode, the ministry has also is also working with the Postal Corporation Solomon Islands to look at that. And there's a group that is working, there's a task force that is working on that to create a postal code within the Honiara city first. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This fella, support for private airport buying policy, Mr. Chairman. This one strikes directly at the heart of the tenets of our customary land tenure system. And powerful principles that come out from land tenure system means that land can never be parted with. You have to sell him land because you sell him mommy, you sell him mother nine. Law land tenure system luimi land owning people, people owning land. That's how we imitate it around. That's how we treat him land. So we really need to handle this one very carefully. People must still guarantee one way and say, well, all customary land people not guarantee people so title, well, no title, but owning by right, the custom. And that's why this land restitution policy that you want to come up with him. So I don't know how going fit in here, but you buy him off. We still have this issue, or even land them alienated. People still own him, people still claim it, people still was a blockade yet. And also, that's why you come up with this land restitution policy. So, okay, if at the agreement, blockade people over decide to sell him land, go against him the tenants of our customary land tenure system, that's blockade now. They want to do that, but they should also, the thinking that they come with this land reform program, but must continue for benefit from the development that is happening on the land. So that's where this land restitution policy comes. So I don't know how you link that within this thinking, buying outright, but still people must perpetually benefit from land, because that's the only thing with the government, what's selling land, and if development happens to him, buy up that. If he may not be maintained or whatever, no benefit. So what's the thinking there, Mr. Chairman?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and I would like to thank the MP from East Joseph for that very important point. This policy for buying of land for the provincial airport was from the previous government. Since then, we've been struggling. There's no any airport in Pala buying it because of the issue that the Honorable MP Blong is Joseph. And we won't be pushing this to people. It's their choice. And I will always work with the Minister of Lands to dialogue with the landowners. But the important point that the ministry is looking at is if there is airport rehabilitation that we make, we put some kind of economic hub around so they can do some income generating activities that will benefit the landowners. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any further comments? Thank you, Honourable MP for East Joseph. Sorry, Mr. Arare.
Right. We'll exchange number. Thank you, Chair. So, come back normal top of the molo in terms of communication program. New telecommunication towers project, 6 million there. This one for 1 Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, MP Blongo East Arare. So that's the subvention and the grant. That's for helping Solomon Tower Company Limited. Along that was 6 million. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any further comments? If not, I'll put the question. The question is that the sum of $64,890,000 for Head 22 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $64,890,000 for Head 22 now stands part of the schedule. Head 23, Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. The question here is that the sum of $128,900,000 for Head 23 stand part of the schedule. Again, Honourable Minister, please introduce, and any comments will come after the Minister has outlined the details. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We rise for just to confirm that the $128,900,000 was given to the Minister of Fisheries, and the breakdown is $19,300,000 for Community Fisheries Livelihood Program. So this one, I mean, seaweed where you may walk hard, I believe members of Parliament around this honourable chamber, it may interest them as well. So, and I believe that during the PAC, you may get a good understanding of the programs were inside law, Minister of Fisheries, or the development budget of the Minister of Fisheries. The $6 million was given for the fish export infrastructure in the Fisheries Centre program. The Noro E-Port project, about 600,000 as well, 600,000, and the Binahamba processing plant. Thank you very much. The budget group, the PAC, and the Minister of Finance for giving this all 103 million for the Binahamba project. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Any comments, questions on that head? Thank you, Honourable MP for East Choiseul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's good this is happening actually to see that government actually taking the lead for funding, putting resources into this, because I'm just a long time. This Binahamba project is probably older than this country, I must say. So it's good to see that initiative. Good. The support to identify potential investor, or what name involved there, Mr. This is number 4 project here. Support to identify potential investor, 1 million.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Chair, thank you, MP for East Choiseul. So we have identified two already, but the formal discussion number yet. But interested to investors, that's not the interest for participation. This will be a project. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments, Honourable Leader of Opposition?
So, you need 1 million for what? You identified 2 well now.
Yes.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Chair, thank you, Leader of the official opposition. So this for 1 million is just a budget that because official discussions are going on. So that's why we allocate funds just in case of any circumstances or any unforeseen expenses. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments? Honourable MP for East Arare.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Minister. I think for me, this was construction of domestic warfare now, Bahara. If that one go up here, Minister Turuna, you Bahara. Real mover and shaker now, as they call it. You got a minute time frame, lo this fella particular construction, lo domestic warfare there, 50 million. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister.
Yes, Chair, thank you again, MP for East Arare. So the $30 million we ask for supplementary. I think the process on tender have already tendered now, so you may time frame. I think the quicker the better. If tomorrow I'm done, you may like him. But we have the tender is already in the process. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments, Honourable Chair of PLC in West Arare?
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Minister. You increase him budget for seaweed. Me happy to you. First time, Minister of Finance, me buy para help you ring-fencing mo kata funding na make me use him. Yeah, no go to MC stop no more, but and lo iama PAC come out with him report that Selenia hem no sakam no ma. The procurement hem na hem one fala hetolode. Time apply ko ya Minister you ultimate that one no. Kim ko selen no kata ministry now. Create mo kat budget block kata development budget ya account make him you sign with him mo kata hem ko na ya. Do how no be imi access him siwitia by imi ko osema this year minister or by hemi level different mo because this year mi fala raran here and there and go you sweat nothing too ya osem so is the approach hemi by different more improved than what we have this year. Me lulu report here osem this year 11 million in minus how much no you receive him minister give him clarity lo committee. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Chair, thank you, West Arare for the concern law. Seaweed, yes, so seaweed has become a very interesting program that people believe me, Barawas, and they benefited out of it. And so the ministry really improving the system of way we never disperse some of the materials there. I think we have learned a lot from the past, which is people come in some very much can't find a winner for who officers for them. So the officers of PS is here listening as well. We will improve that very much. For this year's allocation of 11 million, we have with us the 9 million, just come number, which is 9 million with us now. And so you rightly tell them the procurement issue is a finance, maybe it should improve it. This system has been there for too long. And I think the option transformation and changing this one. I think I support that kind of a call. Absolutely. We should look him now, the real thing that by changing country. It is so confined with something we call conventions. It's kind of a convention, some so-called suppression, not some islands of country where you try to grow here. And so sorry to come again. I think we something point raised. We will see how best we can do about the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. And Honourable MP for West Arare.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Minister. Kulna Minister had transform ya. Mekem put him co-world ya. Me interest lo lata fisheries potential lo there where for imiko across normal Vanuatu is this sort of the intention here where set up here for imi potential for imi exporting mo kata fish imi kolo Vanuatu and osem and Temotu has been eyed for this particular business and investment. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Chair, thank you again, MP for West Arare. So the idea of Lata to Vanuatu initiative, premium of Temotu and Baro like an idea. And so that's why this year we will budget for selling for fisheries, building we will must for next year. And so the idea is there, we are working towards that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments? Otherwise, let me put the question. The question is that the sum of $128,900,000 for head 23, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour, say aye. Those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $128,900,000 for head 23 now stands part of the schedule. Next head is head 24, Ministry of Public Service. The question here is that the sum of 15 million for head 24 stands part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on that head after I give the chance to the Minister for Public Service?
Finance.
The Minister of Finance to the presentation, and of course any questions raised to the Minister of Finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And I'm sure for our efficiency in terms of our proceeding now, probably I'm hope you will dispose this before 4:30 so that you may move fast a little bit. Anyway, Chair, as you note from Ministry of Public Service, Tufala program now mainly development projects for next year. The first one is the CPU office complex project, and the other one is IPAM infrastructure project. So you will see that these two projects have now for next year construction of the CPU office of around 10 million, and also the construction work on the IPAM complex of 5 million. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Any comments or questions on that head? Thank you, Honourable MP for Aupilala and Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you. So CPU 10 million, CPU office complex, kuna ba onam as well building?
Thank
you. Were contributing a little bit selling or government now, okay? Then onam too or?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. I think that's something that I need to be corrected on this. But by union now, the building has already, they also got one now. So the IGL law here, that the CPU now by one of the union representing our public servants. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader.
Yeah, have no clear good law. Meeting says CPU got one building finish. Another site no more cost of local house. So this one not a building more. And why is the government building it and they mortgage now on them? I don't understand it. I mean, we're going to do that for other trade unions too.
Thank you, Honourable Leader. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. I think the one that, of course, that's the one I'm also thinking. That one has a CPU credit union, and this one that as part of government support towards this public servant, especially for the union for building this one, so that some rent him out and the part just contribution to his members. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader.
So government give him grant of 10 million and now got to rent him out, make money to him, and what happens to that money? How is that money going to go to their members? I mean, that's function law credit union now, that one. This one here. Be careful the precedents you set in these matters. So we should maybe do one for Nurses Association, one for Teachers Association, Police Association, and all that kind also money. In the number of things that we should be doing with the 2026 budget, this has to rank as a very low priority. I'm surprised 10 million no go seaweed or go forestry, reforestation or go coconut and cocoa and also.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and I do acknowledge the sentiment raised by leader of opposition. In fact, Chair, this is as part of government support, especially through the public servants, and so this one by building awesome, and then put him on rental as part, and then get him to support him with members. Of course, the point in terms of different unions across government ministry and agencies, that's something that we know. But as that's a kind of government appreciation, especially to CPU as the largest union, and so that's the purpose. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader.
I mean, how are you going to share the rent out local member here? If you did that with the credit union, for example, they already have mechanisms where members have to borrow 1% interest, then go back. It might be way more equitable. It just seems to me you haven't thought about this properly. Give him directly low union. Yeah. Now police must need him on more teachers or large too. Yeah. Nurses, they're all very large numbers of employees in the unions. Yeah. So I mean, I'm a little. I have to say I'm a little disappointed about this one. Just in terms of IPAM, complex blow IPAM, we're not by this fella location.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. With regards to the IPAM complex, you will notice that the space between the public service building and Nikis, yeah? That's the location that this building will be. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for Eastern Are.
Yeah, thank you. I think I understand a little bit going back to the CPU kind of office complex, some sort of appreciation to public service. The governance structure, I think, is important for local and good. And I think if you want a good example of it, about Singapore, go looking mana about the setting up about the clubhouse block there, block the public servants. It's really well set out, well used by the public servants, and also some appreciation to Runa for services where public service are doing so. Yeah, take him trip go there, story with them model Singapore. Utagaram good kind of setup, and I think governance below the time very good. But then again, public servants below the highest paid loyalty in terms of how remunerations below the time. They really compete with the private sector. In fact, everyone office law there, they actually attract them out of private sector to work for government. So salary below the bar winning one every CEO. But have a look at their model. It might not really fit in me, but the governance part of it, where the leader of opposition and concern about it, might be worth having a look. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable MP for Eastern Are. From the chair's perspective, you can refer to page 178 of the PAC report, paragraph 4.67 and 4.68 was the response that was given to the committee when this was raised in the PAC. So for the record, I think we go by that. So any explanation has to be pinned to that reasoning that was given in the proceedings of the PAC on this particular subject. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and I do acknowledge especially the recommendation by Chair of Foreign Relations Committee. I think something that we can also explore to see how now similar arrangement happen to other countries. But the thing for the allocation, especially for this budget, that's the approach that me gave him earlier. And of course, the concern as well raised by leader of opposition, that's something that we look at it, especially, and also with the concern that, because we also with the other unions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for Western Are.
Thank you, Chairman. Lo appreciation ko lo kata public workers primutala para kutwana ya Minister. Jesus lo had liu hem na opposition sa tatare molwe. Okat man Jesus lo had locket na. This is a big entity in terms of the contribution and services. me like for appeal noma na ra group me like for appeal for na churches o kata work hard and churches hem kawam home someone else im tole experience him now o kata request come so if that appreciation himself go maybe because periable o kata no mo waiting all over but this policy direction by me good one too. Awesome. Thank you, Achu.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and I do thank the Chair of BLC. Of course, these are very important institutions within our country that we continue to work closely, and as Chair of BLC highlight the church is one of the we note that, and that going forward with different institutions that we sort of working closely with the government, something that we can. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Minister. If there are no further comments, I'm going to put the question. And the question is that the sum of 15 million for head 24 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of 15 million for head 24 now stands part of the schedule. Head 25, Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs. The question here is that the sum of $18,680,000 for head 25 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on that? I'll allow it once the Minister explains what's in the provisions of the head. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. The Ministry of Justice for the past years has been given a very minimal budget, DB4 especially. Just this year, but by looking for next year, we have a DB budget have been raised up to 18 million. And that is because of the request that we put to have a new justice precinct to be built on the justice grounds, Lockdown ground. I have no why this for otherwise, all other activities have remained for maintenance of building and rehabilitation of the Kalala parking space, the Kalala garden there, and the procurement of a new genset. But the main jump of the DB here become because of the justice precinct that we would like for putting up. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments, questions on that head? Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Justice precinct, what is involved in that? What now by construction line?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, sir. We are looking at putting all our agency under one roof, and that would be the Justice Ground Law opposite our office, Law Town Ground. And we would like to house all our agency under one roof. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader.
So 16.5 million by me doing all of that? Or this one for design no more? Or meeting him design and finish now, complete now, no mate?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Design has been done some years back. That precinct has been going on, but it never eventuated. Nothing had took off the grounds. So that design was outdated, and the ministry has expanded, and the capacity of building that was designed then could not fit the new incoming officers that come in. So we have to redesign a new one. And along with that, it will be the preparatory work like geotech, UXO, and all this, but we will start them from next year. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments on that head? Otherwise, let me put the question. The question is that the sum of $18,680,000 for head 25 stands part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $18,680,000 for head 25 now stand part of the schedule. Next head is head 26. Ministry of Home Affairs. The question is that the sum of $8,493,125 for head 26 stand part of the schedule. Honorable Minister, how do you elaborate on what's contained ahead, and then questions can be raised after. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Ministry of Home Affairs is satisfied with the development budget of $8 million, $493,125. It is split into two program titles. One under Provincial Sports Infrastructure Development Programs. As you can see, it covers the Noro Tuna Sports Stadium, Mamara Guadalcanal Province Sports and Recreation Center, Shortland Islands Multipurpose Hall, Isabel Province Stadium, Sports Stadium, and National Youth Grant. This is in line with the sports policy of having more people active in sports within the provinces. This amounts to the total of $3.5 million. The second program title is Solomon Islands National Sports Council Program, construction of new King George VI sports facilities. This is a mutual agreement between King George VI and the National Sports Council, in which the King George VI sports field is now sports city facilities has been constructed on, and in return the reciprocal would Sports Council would cater for King George VI sports facilities. This is good for the school as it is inclusive, and it's more safer for the students to have a sports facilities within their compound, school compound. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments, questions on this project? Head. Thank you, Honourable Leader.
Yeah, thank you. This is good because you may take a staka law playing field law King George for construction law national stadium facilities. What exactly is going to be involved? Is this fencing? Is this raising, making no flood and playing field there? And which fields here? I'm assuming fields were east of the school, or front low girls' dormitory, perhaps. And does that include netball, basketball, hockey, cricket? But soccer and rugby now used to stop beside West Stadium, Lohem. Are they now all going to go in on those fields? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Leader of Opposition, for the question. I would elaborate on this. It caters for most part of the sports activities. Namely, there would be a soccer field, soccer field fencing, volleyball and basketball courts, garage construction, as well as completion and handover. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Leader.
Yeah. Part of the understandings reached back then too was that both Sinu, because of Panatina facilities Blogatia, and King George would have access to the use of Bogota National Sports Stadium facilities under the National Sports Council. Is that still being facilitated, or this one by any happen and then no garem access now Bogota facilities to National Stadium?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Leader of Opposition, for the good question. They have access as of whole time up until now. It's just that the access is limited to scheduled access. So this is unlimited access that we cater for. But for now, Sinu and King George VI students, they have access to the sports facilities in this sports city. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. There are no further comments. I will put the question. The question is that the sum of $8,493,125 for head 26 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. the sum of $8,493,125 for Head 26, now stand part of the schedule. Head 27, Ministry of Traditional Governance, Peace and Ecclesiastical Affairs. The question here is that the sum of $2,500,000 for Head 27, stand part of the schedule. Again, Minister, you elaborate on the provision, and then questions can be raised. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, Ministry, we've stuck to the baseline for 2025. I'm still at 2.5 million. There's only one program that is for Salen by Mkavam. It's to do with peace building, community governance, and stewardship program. And I am this for money by both support him. All the codes inside of there is just to support that one program, workshops and conferencing facilities, and with the exception of the consulting fee, Blasaman and Wakalo proposal from the Green Climate Fund, and I should wrap them up this coming year. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments or questions on that head? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
What's the update on work? I assume that work was happening anthropology, traditional governance. What's happening with that, or what has happened? Or has a decision been made on traditional governance? There was that legislation that was referred back by this House, last one more, I think previous, not the recent House, but the previous House, there was a traditional governance bill and then Bills Committee recommended that it be withdrawn, and it came to the floor, and consensus was that it needed to be referred for further anthropological work. As I understand it, the ministry then took it up and commissioned some anthropology to be done around some of the key issues that were raised by the Bills Committee. Where this fellow worker? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman and Leader of Opposition. This fellow anthropological study, the initial study was done prior to me coming inside. So I'm not updated on the exact status below that fellow study, but I understand it's an ongoing work, and the initial study was already doing. In fact, we've changed the focus below ministry a little bit to look at the community governance side of things and see how you may better engage local community levels. We've looked at various approaches and models, and we first for starting out this year. But I guess in the course of the work, in the course of the year, I also look back and see where we are on that study. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any further comments on that head? If not, I'm going to put the question. The question is that the sum of $2,500,000 for Head 27 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. Ayes have it. The sum of $2,500,000 for Head 27 now stands part of the schedule. Head 28, Ministry of Mines, Energy and Rural Electrification. The question is that the sum of $30 million for Head 28 stand part of the schedule. Honourable Minister, so you can go through elaborate on the provisions of their estimates, and before I ask for any comments or questions. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. It's under the Mines, Ministry of Mines, Energy and Rural Electrification. We have a total allocation, development allocation of 30 million, where covering the mainly for the reforms within the sector, looking at strengthening this high-value division, important divisions for Mivalgarian, but also supporting infrastructure and other specialized equipment whereby I'm need them for the ministry. Under the renewable energy program, is also factored in that allocation is SIG support for project office where I'm overseeing operations Blutin Hydro project. That is for another for the work on the renewable energy roadmap for work forum 2026-2030, as well as the ongoing reviews and the Law Electricity Act, the tariffs, so and a lot of other activities within the renewables sector. So you're looking at a total of $6,500,000 allocation over there. And in terms of the water division, we also got an allocation over there. However, allocation of the water division this has a little bit go down within it has been previously allocated in the past, but there will be activities in the expansion of our hydrological and groundwater sources for continue for the mapping lohem, drilling projects, same other mentioned clearly there, but also the water resources bill whereby also come before the house. That work is ongoing, and that allocation is mainly for those activities. Also, in terms of the geological mapping and mineral development program, this one is inside the geological division below ministry, and this one mainly to do ongoing minerals development occurrence mapping across the country. As you know, we only at the moment I think around 20% below country below already mapped, but we will continue to do that work, important work, and that will select by supporting in part for these very important activities. Also, the procurement of ongoing procurement of equipment inside the ministry will be important for the ministry to fully fulfill its functions. There will also be a conduct of geological hazard risk management whereby through that we will be able to strengthen the services that are currently undertaken by the ministry. So I think most of the activities here have clearly stated over there, but this is also very important for our geological division. In terms of mine sector, the mine sector institutional strengthening program, it's also self-explanatory law what the notes are there, but a total of $8,500,000 has been allocated for this project, where mainly for the mining division. We are also allocating a little bit there, chairman for supporting the expansion of Global Ridge, and also for assist Ministry of Lands for a little bit if there is required for me to help the registration or local land. There's also an allocation there for me to help part of that one. But apart from that, it's also for the supporting the minerals resource bill and the drafting of the regulations, whereby also by him come before the house, and then when it's passed, the regulations will be drafted, and also for the feasibility study for in-country processing facilities for under the mining sector. In terms of petroleum, Chairman, under the petroleum refining institutional training program, so ongoing, and this very important allocation, though a little bit small, but it will help us to continue the work that has already been started. For IMI review na petroleum and biofuel policy below IMI in the preparation for petroleum refining bill whereby him come before the house. So these are some of the major allocations. Also, petroleum industry reform program, $1 million allocated there. It's for consultancy and other work that they have required for that process of reforming our legislative framework dealing with petroleum. Also in governance program, Chairman, Hemi also work involved in consultations review law and reform activities with regards to the ozone governance program in consultation or in partnership with Ministry of Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ozone 12, where this is a very important program Solomon as a whole, and the ministry also has got a little bit allocation of there to help other partners in overseeing this very important program. So I think basically that's a brief of what now the $30 million allocation is for the ministry under the current development budget. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any questions, comments on that head? Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, Chairman. So just this was a repetition of a suggestion I made last week. Government setting up SOE quickly. You may not delay all of this for sector before all the tenements are given out. And then that SOE, sorry, you will give him what's Selenelhem, for him doing occurrence map here, sample prospecting. I know what a big so far, big prospective as mining assets here, golo SOE na, beti longa, kolola, poha. Putum golo get na. Make him not give him out more any kind man come from overseas. And then they can, of course, enter into commercial arrangements with contractors and so forth. That would safeguard both the mineral resource, but also strengthen government's hand in all of these things, and also look after landowners much better. Allowing landowners to deal with companies directly is a very, so far we've seen, experienced a very precarious situation. They're very powerless, and so they're exploited by our companies. We must not allow that behavior to continue. So I would urge the government to set up the SOE very, very quickly. And then there's not enough money here to do all this stuff, but at least begin. So that, if you do that, coupled with that lab, Geochem lab, and finance doing its work on pricing, I think we will begin to already be making some inroads to getting maximum returns from this fella sector. In the meantime, absent those changes, I'm not me kokoshin him government, no give him out any mining license first time. Then you will supervising good first time existing operations here while getting all of these in place. I mean, non-renewable resource, you mean no risk also. My second comment, sir, is, and I again, me repeating myself, you know, like me repeating, but this is of very strategic interest to us, is that there are three prices in this sector. One is the break-even price. So one for condition, time of making application, is to give the government what now break-even price. Then the other is a reasonable profit margin. There are benchmarks for that right across the world. And we allow them under those circumstances, any reasonable profit margin, or pay normal tax number. Once any exemptions or agreement you have with the mining company is up, they pay the taxes on that. But beyond that, anything beyond that reasonable margin is a windfall. And we must have policy where him stuff for windfall. Windfall, either 50-50 or 60-40 or some share where him, windfall him come, most of it should come to the government, or a big component him come to government, and government must share him with him landowner. Because him windfall where him come because price conditions no more change, not because of the inferred resources or any other matter on the ground. So those considerations to me are the strategic considerations for this for the sector into next year, 2026. You may not leave him hemi pass como. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Leader. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and I would like to thank the Leader of the Office of Opposition and the MP for Aklangan for raising those very, very important points. Yes, Mr. Chairman, in terms of the policy for leading into the establishment of a state-owned enterprise whereby deal with the mining, but also looking at how we can commercialize the sector, and so that government can fully benefit not only from the compensations that they may receive in this time, but also looking at the commercial aspects, how we can commercially participate in the sector. We are working on policies, some of policy, and the unfinished law, but then policy unit law of the Prime Minister. As soon as that's vetted and cleared, I'm going before Cabinet, and that would allow us to quickly action some of the things that we are doing under our current legislative framework. But many of these things, we can be able to do only after law has passed, and that would give us the environment where we can pursue some of these things. But I do note the very important questions have been raised. We will continue for building capacity below ministry, but the industry at the moment is gold rush. So the increase in the number of permits and licenses that have been given out, it will come a time that you may need for review and look how now we can manage, properly manage, given the current capacity in the garden. But we are working on policies to address things in the interim. In the long term, we will continue to look forward for the passage of the Minerals Bill, whereby it's a work in progress for him to continue for strengthening. In terms of the pricing, as I mentioned yesterday, I think this is a very, very important concern, and it's something that MIFAL seriously look at the moment. As I mentioned yesterday, we are working, the division, the Mines Division is working with the Ministry of Finance to come up with a pricing mechanism, which will be, of course, gazetted for IMI focus law. That's what I want, make a pricing system. And that is a work we have currently ongoing at the moment. It's something that we are seriously looking at, and we hope to address as soon as practicable. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for Small Malaitan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One follow question I want to raise and first program, renewable energy. Activity number 2, renewable or rural renewable energy electrification project. We want to have one project, and where is this? Or have part of one ongoing program. Make him Minister clarify more. Then I think one matter of policy where you need to talk about renewable. I understand Minister Law statement long him, I think during his answers long previously, and to talk about this rooftop idea here, rooftop solar energy. I want to know whether you make any policy law him finish or and what time that him come, because it seems to me this is something that we can do fairly quickly and much cheaper with more efficient and power for especially Lohia Lohniara. We need to know what time now government can come up with them this one. Then long third program there is under one for program activity law there. Geothermal policy by government have come up with, and there's an allocation of $200,000 there. Me raising this one, Mr. Chairman, last, I think early this week, we looking for a newspaper item, one company like developing Paraso volcano. This one I'm Lavela. And company come there now, or come looking finish, not like for doing. So, question me like for raising is this, Mr. Chairman, in terms of policy, I'm no good to me doing a mineral where what man mining now, what policy no more yet. So that will not be like Save. What are we going to do with these people who would like to come and develop them? Or the talem hemi. Or the experts look company already visiting place and all the looking in para or something about policy and email government me like Save. You prepare finish. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Chairman of the House Committee and Member of Parliament for Small Malita for that those questions. Yes, law first assembly with regards to renewable energy, rural renewable energy electrification project. Here, there has been ongoing programs within the ministry and other sector for supplying solar lot schools. So there are selected schools where MGO under the ministry as well as in partnership with the International Solar Alliance. One like the solar body will look after them now, a solar program. And the Solar Alliance is a member to that organization. Apart from that, there have been proposals we are receiving the law ministry. We have looked at the other forms of renewable energy. We have, for example, hydropower. We are giving the ministry for assisting for the scoping and other works related to the establishment, the eventual establishment of kind of energy sources here in the various parts of Solomon Islands. And then that one. So it's an ongoing program of the ministry to renewable energy electrification project. With regards to the rooftop and solar rooftop where you ask about me and other things related to solar, we are now at the moment with solarization policy below you mean. The absence of policy and making him very difficult for him sustainably provide him now energy through solar. So you know we have solar or Solomon Islands has been everywhere just like Nudulan tayo. And some products are very not low good quality. And we will come to a point when one day, by any current problem with West Blood solar. So before we continue doing that, we must look at how now by sustainably providing solar energy or renewable energy through solar, especially the rural areas of Loimi, but at an affordable and at good quality too. So that we are working on a solarization policy whereby IMI are able for sustainably providing service to people of Loimi, but at the same time, IMI also look at how now by addressing waste. Solar products. That's very, very important because over the years, if you go in so through our membership with ISA, we should be able to access services where we have including recycling of solar products. If we procure them now, products we have of high quality. So that's on that. And in terms of solar development of geothermal policy, geothermal policy below me also looking not solar news where I mentioned it, not parasol, not vela. There is a source of geothermal energy there, or stream hem hot because of the volcanic activities there. Yes, there's an announcement he made, but it was I think made by the Western Provincial Government. But this one, so allocation here, and for IMI formulate now our geothermal policy, which will guide us in this area. So we must explore now our potentials in geothermal. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Harare.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Just if I may, to follow question, and then if ministers are kindly follow. First one, the first party, renewable energy, and it's just a policy one, I guess, in terms of update, where we are with regards to our commitments to renewable energy. I think in international forums, every time we go here, any kind of commitment by 2030, we will by 100% now, kind of thing. Where are we and what is it looking like? Will we meet our commitments or by me missing? And if we miss him, by how much? Then the next question, normal or last one, down the petroleum institutional strengthening program. Yeah. I see that there's going to be some review and any kind, yeah. Would part of that review also involve introducing or allowing other players into this space, providers of petroleum or kind of thing for competition kind of thing. So I'm not to follow questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, MP for East Harare. and Chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee for those important questions. With regards to our commitments to side law, renewable energy, related to the Paris Declaration, side law, our emissions, by law ministry is to contribute to reducing the emissions by focusing and investing, encouraging investment to renewable energy sector. Goal ini by 2030, we should be able to roll out our solar roadmap, renewable energy roadmap 2026-2030. That one, the roadmap is designed to, by the time in 2030, by able for renewable energy sources of electrification, place of off-grid this time, 100% renewable energy. This heavy dependence on diesel fuel at the moment, but we are working on ensuring that IMI transition from diesel fuel to 100% renewable energy. So by 2030, and also we hope that by 2028, Tina Hydro Hemi Commission and come on board, our emission through use of diesel fuel will be significantly reduced. So Hemna had our commitments. I think we are on track. That one in terms of law ministry's perspective, so that is on that. With regards to your what you are repeating back second part of the question, Mr. Chairman, with your indulgence.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, just my other one was just with regards to the institutional strengthening of petroleum, and the idea, of reviewing policies, petroleum policies, whether that involves perhaps looking at new players for also come into the petroleum market, Blue Milo here, if it does involve that, for help lower and down, allow more competition. Thanks.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you once again, Chairman Blue Foreign Relations and MP for Israel for that question. In terms of petroleum, at the moment here, like the solar law where totally outdated now. So that is why this program we are looking at for review solar petroleum biofuel policy here, and what petroleum refining bill. That bill will create the environment where we will have proper legislation in place, and then we have operators and investors have to come in and operate. And I think for everyone, including the government, we are encouraging private investors to come in and invest. But before we do that, we need to have the legislation, the legislative framework properly designed to allow for healthy competition in the market. Petroleum then a very expensive sector, and this is a sector that also has no environmental impacts. It's very, very high. If we are to allow for competition in the market and investors to come in, we must have a legislation or legislative framework where safeguarding now. Do we have proper environmental safeguards in place, proper social safeguards in place before we can fully exploit this sector? But it's like any other sector. It's a sector that we can invite genuine investors to come in and invest. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable members. Let me now put the question. The question is that the sum of 30 million for head 28 stand part of the schedule. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of 30 million for head 28 now stands part of the schedule. Honourable members, it is now 4:30 p.m. The proceedings of this committee is now interrupted and Parliament will resume. I understand the Prime Minister wishes to move a suspension of standing orders in order to allow the deliberations of the committee to continue. Thank you. Parliament is resumed. Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to allow more time for the Committee of Supply to consider the 2026 Appropriation Bill 2025 today. Accordingly, I seek your consent to move a suspension of the relevant standing order to allow continuation of business today.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. Permission is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I move that Standing Order 10.2 be suspended in accordance with Standing Order 81 to permit the continuation and completion of the business of the House until adjourned by the Speaker under Standing Order 10.5.
Thank you, honourable members. The question is that Standing Order 10.2 be suspended in accordance with Standing Order 81 to permit the continuation and completion of the business of the House until adjourned by the Speaker under Standing Order 10.5. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Standing Order 10.2 now stands suspended, and the business of the Committee of Supply will continue. Thank you. The committee is resumed. Our next head for consideration is Head 29, the National Judiciary. The question here is that the sum of $5,787,000 for Head 29 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on this head after the Minister has introduced the substance and the content of the head. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Looking at the National Judiciary Development Budget, we see it of 5 million. It has been there for a couple of years too in the past. If you look down, like my good friend and leader Opson and Talent, the narratives are there. Papa even look, read. But most of the things there is business as usual, unless somebody has a question. Otherwise, no more, then give me play pass.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments? Back to the question. If there is none, I'm going to put, sorry, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, me just like Adam voice from Minister, I'm sorry no more. But in this very important arm of the government, that you may continue for business as usual through one night. So I think maybe next year, Prime Minister should give it, Finance Minister should give Minister a little bit more for judiciary. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It was voiced in this chamber, so I'm pretty sure the government will look into that. And definitely we will need a lot more than this that we have, not this development budget, especially when we're looking at intention to have the judiciary become an autonomy. That will be a way forward for us, and we're looking forward to have that in Parliament or on the floor of Parliament next year. That was an optimistic view, but I'm pretty sure we'll do that. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any further comments, questions? If not, I will put the question. The question is that the sum of $5,787,000 for Head 29 are part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. Ayes have it. The sum of $5,787,000 for Head 29 now stands part of the schedule. Head 30, Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs. The question here is that the sum of $4,725,000 for Head 30 stand part of the schedule. Again, Honourable Minister can elaborate on the provisions of the order, then I'll ask anyone who wishes to comment or ask you a question. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. The development budget under Ministry of Women Youth, Children, Family Affairs is a total of $4,725,000, and we have an increase compared to 2025 budget of $1.5 million, and the breakdown, Blohem is 1.5 million is for architectural cost, Commander consultancy fee, architectural, also costs such as geotech, clearing and fencing, National Youth Development and Training Center. So that's for 1.5 million. 225,000 is basically 100,000 to cater for TSM ordinance provincial consultation by staff and TSM task force. Since the cabinet have approved the establishment of the task force to work on standalone bill or make amendments to the Provincial Government Act, so that 225,000 is to meet fares, accommodation, and also touring for the task force members as well as staff ministry. The next one, a subvention and grant, 3 million. That's for the youth center in Makira province for next year. I think I have no more explanation from our development budget, Mr. Chairman, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments, questions on this head? Thank you. If there is none, I'm going to put the question. And the question is that the sum of 4,725,000 for head 30 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of 4,725,000 for head 30 now stands part of the schedule. Head 31, Ministry of Rural Development. The question here is that the sum of 253 million for head 31 stand part of the schedule. If any member wishes to comment on this, I will allow that once the Minister. Please you expound on the provisions of the head. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, for the Ministry of Rural Development. The allocation for 2026 financial year and same as this year 2025 of 250,000. However, there is a reallocation of budget line normally within the same budget of 250,000 under law line 22105, which is the constituency development growth centers program, where the ministry wants to pursue next year, hiring any consultant for mainly on policy framework for the constituency growth centers. So nothing no more, but the budget is same as this year. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any comments, any questions? Thank you, Honourable MP for Small Malaita.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Law, this for development of growth centers, a little bit cylinder for concept design. Me like Savinoma, where the ministry himself will identify himself as sites finish. forgotten designer lohem or amount of some putum gonoma then leaving go anyone would take him no more. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Member for Small Malita. I think my office will work closely with the constituency development committees to identify what are the priority or potential areas of development where I'm not just a consultant, but I come around for doing now some study session. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any other comments? If not, I'm going to put a question. The question is that the sum of 253 million for head 31 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of 253 million for head 31 now stands part of the schedule. Head 32, Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, Disaster Management and Meteorology. The question here is that the sum of 5 million for head 32 stand part of the schedule. Honorable Minister, have to expound on the provisions in the estimates before I ask for any comments or questions. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. With regards to my ministry development budget for 2026, we have 5 million. That's for our office new building. Chairman, but I would like to request the committee to take note our intention to change the name of the program for MSCD new office building to 2 ongoing programs that we want to prioritize for 2026. The first one is low carbon emission development program at a cost of 2.5 million. The second one is protected area and environmental monitoring and reporting at 2.5 million. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Where does the nomenclature change in this? Because it's the representation in the numbers here. As the Minister said, he wants to make a change. Honorable Leader?
Well, we vote on the head, so you may vote in, and then Baham must work with the Ministry of Finance for redesignating.
Okay. Thank you. So the process would be that we take a vote on this, and then after that you can make the changes as you alluded to earlier. But we'll vote on as is given here. Okay? Thank you. And on that note, let me put the question. The question is that the sum of 5 million for head 22 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor, say aye. Against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of 5 million for head 32 now stands part of the schedule. Honorable members, that was the last head to be considered. Let me now put the question on that total, and the question now is that the total development estimates of $1,160,980,000 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The total estimates of $1,160,980,000 therefore stand part of the schedule. There's also a budget support for the development budget, and we'll consider it now. The first one is, there are only two actually. Head 10, Ministry of Infrastructure Development. Page 5 of the bill, details are on page 45 of the draft development estimates. And the question here is that the sum of $65,625,062 for head 10 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on this head? If there is none, I'm going to put the question. The question is that the sum of 65,625,000 and $62 for head 10, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $65,625,062 for head 10 now stands part of the schedule. Honourable members, our next head under the budget support is the Ministry of Head 22, Ministry of Communication and Aviation, and the question here is that the sum of $194,953,115 for Head 22 stand part of the schedule. Honourable Minister, can expand on this before I call for any comments or questions?
No need.
None? Okay, thank you. So, honourable members, the question now is that the sum of $194,953,115 for Head 22 now stand part of the schedule. Sorry, those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. The ayes have it. The sum of $194,953,015 for Head 22 now stands part of the schedule. Honourable members, the question now is that the total budget support estimates of $260,578,137 for stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. Ayes have it. The total budget support estimates of $260,578,177 for head now therefore stands part of the schedule. The total appropriation funding. Does any member wish to comment on the total appropriation funding before I put the question? If there is none, I will put the question. The question is that the sum of $5,605,482,104 for the total appropriation funding stand part of the first schedule. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The total appropriation funding of $5,605,482,104 therefore stands part of the schedule. I will put the question for the first schedule. The question is that the first schedule stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The first schedule therefore stands part of the bill. Second schedule. Does any member wish to comment on the second schedule before I put the question? I don't think so, and therefore I will put the question. The question is that the second schedule stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The second schedule therefore stands part of the bill. Clauses of the bill. Clause 1, page 1 of the bill. I will put the question, and the question is that clause 1 stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Yes or no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Clause 1 therefore stands part of the bill. Clause 2. The question is that clause 2 stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Yes no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Clause 2 therefore stands part of the bill. Clause 3, the question is that clause 3 stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against it no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Clause 3 therefore stands part of the bill. Clause 4, the question is that clause 4 stands part of the bill. All those in favour please say aye. Aye. Say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Clause 4 therefore stands part of the bill. Clause 5, the question is that clause 5 stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Clause 5 therefore stands part of the bill. Clause 6, the question is that clause 6 stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Clause 6 therefore stands part of the bill. Clause 7, the question is that clause 7 stands part of the bill. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Clause 7 therefore stands part of the bill. Honourable members, that concludes our deliberations on this particular bill. This Committee of Supply therefore stands dissolved, and the Minister in charge will report to House when Parliament resumes. Thank you. Parliament is resumed. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to report that the 2026 Appropriation Bill 2025 has passed through the Committee of Supply without amendments.
Thank you. Honourable Minister reports due consideration of the bill by the Committee of Supply without amendments. The 2026 Appropriation Bill 2025 is now deemed to be set down for third reading. We'll proceed immediately to the third reading of the bill.
Bill's third reading, the 2026 Appropriation Bill 2025.
I call on the Minister of Finance and Treasury to move the third reading, please. Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I move that the 2026 Appropriation Bill 2025 be now read a third time and do pass.
Honourable members, I will put the question. The question is that the 2026 Appropriation Bill 2025 be now read a third time and do pass. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is passed.
2025.
Thank you. Honourable members, in accordance with the earlier resolution of the House, Parliament is pursuant to Standing Order 10.5, Parliament is now adjourned until 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, 11th December 2025.